So I'm just going to get right to it because misinformation bothers me. First, I'm a fan of old Devin. I've met Devin. Nice guy. B, I watched Kalamazoo Reefer's video regarding the same topic. And I think it's as much as I can appreciate not naming names. That's just not who I am. I'm comfortable naming names. Because I'm not talking bad about the person. I'm talking bad about the misinformation. I'm not degrading. I'm not diminishing value to the hobby. I'm simply saying don't say wrong shit. And then Roman numeral 3, Rob shared a story that, I mean, it was just a story of my post, but he shared a story, if I may paraphrase, challenging the validity of the message, saying that, I mean, the video was made for the algorithm. I agree, but the video was also made for a very, very specific use case. And I think what you'll hear, not hear, but what you'll see sometimes from Dev is that his argument is use case. It's not apples to apples. But that's totally a bullshit argument. Because if I'm talking about a 12 volt battery versus a 12 volt battery versus a 12 volt battery to power my pumps, it's apples to apples. that use case argument is a deflection as a method of protecting one's interests. Is a 12 volt battery. So, and this is going to be short. I hope you don't mind. Yeah, dig it. So watch this. Sorry, Dev, I didn't ask.
So being able to actually see this data and manage it in real time is a really cool way to kind of keep your tank going in those extended power outages.
I agree, and the EcoFlow app is spectacular. And it works over Wi-Fi. It's not just Bluetooth.
It's really awesome to be able to make those decisions.
Oh, and right now it's $119 on eBay as a refurb, a factory refurb with a 2-year warranty. Or $160, $170 on Amazon right now as a brand new 5-year warranty deal with an app and 12 volts.
So after unplugging those, I'm up to anywhere from about 118 amp hours. So that's about five days of runtime.
Yeah, so what Dev did is he hooked up 4 of his Vortex to his 100 amp hour battery that he got for free. Fine. He calls it premium. Bullshit. It's just a premium. It's not even a premium priced, right? Because if you compare this thing to a Battleborn, this is not premium. This is just a Chinese battery like I have that is asking for a premium price. It has a heater. It has low temp cutoff. I've watched the original teardown, the original version of this battery teardown. It was crap. And then I watched the subsequent teardown of the same battery, and their quality got better, I suspect, based on user feedback. But it's not a premium battery. It's just a battery. And it's a battery using an app and a Bluetooth BMS that other batteries, similar batteries, significantly less expensive batteries use. So I challenge this premium label. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't call it a premium. If you gave me a Battleborn battery, if Battleborn gave me a battery, that shit's premium. This thing, it's just a battery. It's just a 100 amp hour battery with a BMS, with Bluetooth, with a heater and low temp cutoff. It's nothing fancy. They're all over the place on Amazon, and you can find teardowns of those too, the less expensive ones, and the quality's fine. But anyway,
which is going to keep your tank going for quite a while. Now, realistically, if you're on desperate times, you could just run a single power head and probably keep things okay. But again, more flow the better. And majority of the time where I live, my power outages are less than a day. It's 4 hours or 8 hours. So I'm going to leave all my flow running, and they'll be completely covered by that. So I think having that app and that data is very valuable.
I dig it. I can agree, because the EcoFlow app is cool too, and I like watching.
So it's 130 to 150, 118 to 150 hours, depending on what wattage it's drawing from Reef Crest. But yeah, so that is super duper cool. I think this is a wicked addition to the battery backup line.
It is a wicked addition to his free batteries. I mean, it's just a battery. I don't know about wicked, but whatever. It's just a battery. It's just a 100 amp hour battery.
Now, one question I do get asked is, I know like the EcoFlows and some of those people ask about. The only problem, like those do work for powering a pump directly, but the problem is you lose a lot of efficiency because you're converting your DC to your AC. And when you do that, you lose a certain percentage of efficiency.
Okay, total bullshit. Bullshit, Dev. You're talking bullshit. You're talking bullshit because, I don't know, maybe you don't have one, maybe you haven't used one, but all of these that are kind of like this, not all of them, but you can tell the ones that do, they have a DC port. This is a 12 volt cigarette lighter port. Using very simple goodies. Oh. I wasn't prepared for this, but using very simple goodies like a 12 volt plug connected to the wire that plugs into Vortex, you have a 12 volt supply. You're not losing any efficiency. Now, I've done the efficiency testing, and it's somewhere between 20 and 30% you lose. You're right about that. But you're wrong that this thing doesn't have a DC port. Now, you stating that tells me a lot of things. First, you're not paying attention. Or it's intentional, which was kind of a point that Kalamazoo Reefer was making. Because this battery for 100, and I paid 109. Yeah, this is the refurb. I paid 109 for this. It is a direct competitor to the Ecotech battery backup because it has a DC port. But it also does, it's an unfair competitor because it does all this other crap too, just in case you need that. Like my kid stole mine and went camping. So I bought another one because they're so cheap. You could buy 2 of these for the price of an Ecotech battery. So is that statement that Dev is making because Ecotech sponsors him and he doesn't want to offer a direct comparison? Instead, he'll directly compare a 100 amp hour battery, not talking about a $100 charger that the guy's using to charge this battery. But is that it? Is it a sort of passive method of dissuasion so you don't look this way? Because Daddy Aperture also sells, Sugar Daddy Aperture also sells the Ecotech battery. I don't know.
Now, a lot of those are only about 256 watt hours.
This one is 256 watt hour. The one downstairs is 768.
Where something like this is 1280 watt hours.
1280, agreed, because it's a 12 volt battery. It's 100 amp hour. That's 1280. That's simple math. What he's not including in his $500 battery is another $100 worth of charger. So if you do the direct comparison between, say, an EcoFlow with a 768 watt hour battery and his quote unquote premium Chinese battery, you'll see that all in, the EcoFlow is cheaper per watt hour. I'm not sponsored. I bought these things. These are mine. I bought them because I bought one of these. I bought the new of this, the one from Amazon. I was like, well, shit, this is good. So then I bought 2 more because they're handy to have and they're cheap. But anyway, there's one other point. Maybe it'll
So
come to me.
you get about 5 times the runtime not even counting the efficiency gains from not going AC to DC, or sorry, DC to AC, then back to DC again.
So wrong, because the 768 is 2/3 the capacity for less money. Yeah, the little one that directly competes with the Ecotech battery that he's not mentioning is 1/5 of what he's running. This whole message is just jank. I'm not a fan of. Whoops. I'm just not a fan of that message. The message is wrong. I mean, it's just wrong. If you want to have a car-sized looking battery to power your pumps, it's cool because you can just roll like this. Or you can roll, I mean, there's a $170 one on Amazon right now, and you can go find a teardown. And it has an app. Oh, use case. So yeah, his apples argument. So he bought this battery, as I understand it, because it's going to live outside to support his new tank that he got in the house. I don't know where that's going because I didn't watch that video. There's one person in the hobby who lives in Canada who's going to... Actually, the weather's not that much different than where I live. It's a little colder, but not a lot. Who is going to put a lithium iron phosphate battery outside to support a tank. If I have a tank on the inside, I'm going to have my battery on the inside because you're going to lose efficiency. I drive an EV. During the winter, less efficiency. Like, my range is lower because my batteries are not as efficient when shit is cold out. So I don't know why you're going to put a battery outside, because it's going to negatively impact the performance of the battery. The heater's going to take juice. You got to have the right charger. It's just not going to, I don't know. Whatever. It's his house. If he needs to put a battery outside, so be it. But don't pitch a heated cold temperature cutoff, expensive battery, $500 battery to the reef hobby. I mean, maybe you had to do this because you got it for free. But that's not like what the hobby needs. The hobby needs whatever the hobby needs. They don't need this thing. I don't get it. I think that's all I got. I feel like that's all I'm going to share today. And I'm going to catch up on the chat later. So please leave your comments below. Please leave your battery recommendations below. Please leave... Oh, yeah. I was commenting on the video. I was commenting on his video. And then he turned me off. 2 of my comments you can't see. One of them I did mention Ecotech battery, so maybe that's why. But Jim was not allowed to comment anymore. I didn't. This isn't a personal attack. I didn't say anything bad about him. Just the message. He's also a business. I see him as a business, right? I mean, he's more than likely he's invoicing the videos he makes, the ones that are sponsored by Aperture. They pay him for that. They give him the free gear. Dude's a business. He is an alternative marketing arm for Sugar Daddy Aperture. All right. Just be skeptical. Take everything into consideration. Make the decision that's right for you. Do you want a battery that sits outside? So be it. Cool. All right, y'all. Have a wonderful Wednesday. Thanks for jumping on. Bye-bye. Oh, happy reefing and be kind. But be skeptical. Okay, bye.